Psycho Goreman, available online now. It's a movie seemingly out of time as it tries to emulate the 1980s D-movie sci-fi romps with ridiculous plots, terrible dialogue, lots of humor and over-the-top violence, and terrible special effects, just in the modern day environment. At the beginning, we get an exposition dump about a powerful, evil dude that once threatened to destroy the entire galaxy. He was stopped and hidden away on a distant planet, never to be revived again. That planet turns out to be Earth. A pair of siblings, Mimi and Luke, while playing in their backyard, accidentally dig up the monster, who they immediately name Psycho Gorman. As it turns out, Mimi manages to get her hands on a magical gem that allows her to control the powerful being. And so this ugly, evil monster that is filled with anger and hate suddenly has to play around with the little kids, with the girl and her brother, because he has no choice, much to his disdain. And while he's wasting time, the galaxy's defenders send a powerful warrior to kill him once and for all. Now, listen, the premise is totally stupid, but it is also very self aware. The movie is very aware of this, and it tries to play up the comedy aspect of a super strong villain being essentially trapped in children's games, unable to do anything about it. And admittedly, there are moments that made me burst laughing, and there are other things that somewhat work. The soundtrack being a mix of electronics and heavy metal, very reminiscent of the 1980s era of filmmaking, pretty cool. The silly costumes and gore effects also really tap into that aesthetic of low budget filmmaking. And you have to appreciate to a certain point the level of self-awareness that the movie has. I mean, clearly it's not meant to be taken seriously and questions itself quite often. But having said that, I still found it difficult to enjoy, mainly because the children characters, who are essentially the protagonists, are so unbelievably annoying. In particular, the girl. I mean, I don't know how much of it is just purely writing and how much the performance, which, to be fair, I think is more on the director than the kid. But she is unbearable. I mean, I hated watching her on the screen, and she sucked most of the joy out that I would otherwise find in the film. And that's a significant problem because when you can't stand the two main characters, it's difficult to get really engaged. Even when a joke lands or something, immediately you think, "Oh God, here we are back again with the kids' annoying behavior." And also, make no mistake, this is an awful film, and I don't mean that as a slight because it's by design. I think the target audience for it are people who enjoy, getting drunk or high and watching bad movies and have this nostalgia for the old days when these types of films were made in abundance. I'm not one of those people, so to me, the fact that the movie is aware of its awfulness doesn't fully excuse it from being judged as an awful film. I enjoyed little parts of it, I admit, but as a whole, I found it close to unwatchable, so I generally advise to stay away from it.